Nice having you all to this program, Ehiliz Talk Show. God's name be praised. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
The right questions precede the right answers. Say something, somebody.
Hi, my name is Oyin. The right questions precede the right answers. In my own understanding means that if you want to actually get the answer to your question or to a question you have, you need to ask the right question, be more specific, ask specifically to get your specific answer. Thank you.
My name is Ogenesume. The right questions precede the right answers. What I understand by this is that getting the right information on how to go about a project or a thing will ensure that you get the right result. You might have the right intention or desired result, but not go about it the right way. So you need to consider the process as well as the result too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contributions. The right questions precede the right answers. For me, it's what you're giving is what also you have. For instance, I always deal with the youths. In your academics, you have issue with a particular course or subject. It is the effort you put in that also result whether you pass properly or not. So whatever you are going to do, put commensurate effort to it, and then the result will be there. If you're a lazy type, you also remain like that. Even Bible says, shaking them up together, shall be measured. The same measure you made with that shall measure to you again. So the right effort you put in anything at all you are doing is also the result you are going to get. Not really asking the question directly. I say right question precede right answers. So I'm coming from this perspective that the effort you put in whatever you are doing is the result that you're going to also have. So if you're lazy, of course, laziness will be your portion. So we're teaching people here to be hardworking in all you do. Well, as a student, as a worker, wherever you find yourself, don't be lazy. Don't procrastinate. Oh, I'll do something tomorrow. But if you put effort in something, really something, strategic is going to come out of it. That is why it says the right questions precede the right answers. You cannot succeed when you did not put effort, when you did not work hard. You can't succeed. And so if you want to succeed, you must work hard. And then the answer will be favorable and fine for everyone, including you. So thank you. We'll go straight to the discussion for today. There are tensions and great concerns in some countries over the emergence of a leader and his actions. Notably, impasse of Donald Trump's era on Nigeria is the topic for today's discussion. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, the guest will be introduced. Please stay tuned. Vivid View, say and do it. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the topic is impasse of Donald Trump era on Nigeria. And with me in the studio is a public policy analyst, broadcaster. Let's make welcome Charles Ideho.
Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Before discussion proper, please follow us on social media handles as displayed on the screen. Charles, you're welcome again. Thank you so much for your presence here. So we want to have your brief introduction, definition, and perspective of the subject matter.
Well, first, it's a good thing that we're here to talk about it, how the policies of another country is affecting us as another nation. Normally, we are not supposed to be bothered if we had put all the things necessary in place to grow our country. But because we seem to be tied to the apron strings of another country that has advanced in economy, advanced politically, advanced in all spheres of life, we are now panicky because, as I said, we're tied to the apron strings of another country. My own is that whatever is happening in the US, we have a lot to learn from it. Number one, lesson is that now that he says to your tent, O Israel, shouldn't we come back home and start building our own nation so that it can become attractive? We don't have any cause to go over there. I mean, I understand that in the early days of our democracy, when we just got independent, maybe in the first republic, so to speak, we understand even the royalty in Saudi Arabia, I mean, they were coming here to be treated in UCH in Ibadan. Times they were in the past when people had to come here. There was a time that we had so much money. Gowon, as at that time, said Nigeria has so much money, we didn't know what to do with it. We were now paying the civil servants salaries of countries like Ethiopia. But today, we are groping in the dark looking for where to rest on. I mean, we can hardly breathe, and America is talking, and we're afraid because we have decided not to do what is right back here in Nigeria.
You know, many people have so much thought concerning what he says. Everybody go back to your home. America remain. Of course, it definitely affects Nigerians. In fact, they are panicking and people are trying to do one or another to ensure they remain. But one thing he mentioned is this. He said people fight for America to be what it is today.
That's it.
Go back to your home and fight. This is why you allow you bad leaders to lead you. Because you that will have, join your hands together to say, no, this leadership will don't want it. You are running away. Who do you want now to fight for you?
Exactly.
To some extent, I buy that theory to some extent. People may say, what are you even saying? But that is correct. If all of us, Nigeria, take statistics of the people of the Nigerians outside Nigeria, they have formed second citizens in other countries. You will find out that truly, if all of us come back here, this economy, some people are putting our money into their individual pockets.
Indeed.
And we say no, because we have the majority. You feel that there will be great change.
Yes, and Trump also said if you took the census of Nigerians in the US, you realize that we have so many Nigerians over there. And Trump mentioned that you have the best doctors in the US, you are the best engineers in the US, and most of them are Nigerians. So why don't you go back and the efforts you're putting here to build other people's economy, go over there, insist on progressive leadership. Insist on doing things right back home. If we do that, then the environment will be welcoming to you, for you to excel. So what is wrong with that? So what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we are looking at.
Yeah, because people think that he's being selfish. He's not supposed to do that. We have right to second citizenship. We are not saying that right is not there. But let's look at holistically what he meant. If everybody know, he is sitting here, I wrong. Wrong. Somebody use your who will not be in Nigeria?
Who will be here to build it? That's exactly. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Exactly. Let's come together. Let that one enter us that truly we really need to go and fight for ourselves and get what we want. Any leader we don't want you, and that is it. We don't want you.
And we have to insist on it.
Exactly.
Now, do you? I'm sure you will recall that in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, so to speak, our economy was so buoyant that the $1 US was equal to about 60 Nigerian kobo.
Yeah.
Now, what was responsible for that? If you recall that we have Volkswagen of Nigeria here in Lagos, so there was a deliberate policy of the government that time that all civil servants must drive a Nigerian-made car. Now, we had Volkswagen here in Lagos, we had Peugeot in Kaduna. Now, and the setting up of all these plants, they have to bolster the needs, a derived demand for the components of this car. I give an example. Michelin and Dunlop were here because you had rubber to produce the tire needs for the cars. Now you had Ikano and you had the Cow and Height that they were using to build the seats. Now you had Ferrodo that was in Ibadan for the brake pad. You had Isoglass in Ibadan for the windscreen. So all everything we needed was here. We were even exporting cars to other countries. That was why our Naira was so powerful. Now, you don't decree the strength of a currency. The strength of a currency is predicated upon the strength of your economy. That's the way it goes all over the world. But here we are looking towards America, looking for them to give us aid. The aid, half of it will go into private pockets. And then when he says to go and build your country, we are saying that he's being biased to the rest of to the rest. But I think he should build it.
Well, I wouldn't say that they are not also right to their own opinion. They have right to their opinion. But for me, If it's good, we come back. Really, let's take that statement from Donald Trump as an insult to us and really come back and do what we're supposed to do. That Nigeria will come back to what Nigeria is.
We were great ones.
We are actually still the giant of Africa, and we need what to remain that giant of Africa. We'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say it and do it.
Welcome. We're still discussing impacts of Donald Trump's era on Nigeria. What does Donald Trump's second term mean to the world, not only Nigeria
And
now,
the
because
entire-
almost all entire country, like I mentioned before,
Yes.
many countries are panicking and all that. So,
Well, there are several angles to it. As I said, just as said earlier, it depends on who is going to be beneficial to. So if it's going to benefit, then they will look at it as a plus. But if you look at it again, we should also ask Trump to be a bit lenient, because all the countries, there's no country that can go it all alone.
No.
Because
need
we
each
are
other,
easily
actually.
tied together.
We need each other
We
to
are
survive.
preaching globalization. We are preaching market economy that has to be beneficial. For instance, Africa has the mineral resources. They don't have it in Britain. They don't have it in Russia. So, but they need it to process into finished goods. So they need us. We need them. We also need them to bring in this foreign, this finished goods for us to use over here. Okay. So we have to have a way to engender this globalization, and then there has to be symbiotic relationship amongst all the countries in the world, so that one country always say, okay, I don't need you. We all need ourselves. So I think that, as I said, it means that first is also challenging. This second time is challenging Africa to get it right. Look at the Sahel region, for instance, Mali. You look at Burkina. I understand the GDP of Burkina Faso is even almost competing with that of Nigeria today, because they asked France to leave them alone. The uranium you get today, the lithium, now they are processing it, and then if you need it, you come and buy from us. Not that you take the mineral out of this place and then go. If France has no deposits of gold, but France has the largest today storage of gold in the whole world. I mean, why? There is no gold buried in the belly of the soil of France. So all these things, which are the whole thing, we have to look at them holistically to say, well, Trump's second term means so many things to so many countries.
Exactly.
But for us, we should say as a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, for us to build our country.
and I said here, what is the future of Nigerians' balance of trade with USA?
Well, I think it remains robust. As I said, particularly in the oil industry, America has a ever-growing industry that requires resources, particularly the crude, either crude or refined, in whatever way. So, as I said, we have mineral resources that also they do need over there. So, what we intend to do in order to ensure that we are not adversely disadvantaged is that we cannot continue to export crude. Whatever is crude is crude. That's what we don't know. Whatever is crude is crude. You don't get more from crude except to refine that product to become, you can now have a value added to it. So what we need to do in order for us to balance our trade is that we should, for instance, we have lithium discovered somewhere in Nasarawa right now, and it's for battery production. Now you have Elon Musk's Tesla. If you want to say, okay, you want a battery, all we need to do, there should be a deliberate policy. Okay, say you must put a plant of Tesla in Nigeria, so that you have a battery, you have Tesla. And if you have Tesla plant in Nigeria, it also we also have to generate employment for the youth in Nigeria. But not when you have it there, you come and take a mineral resources, take over there. So whatever you have to do is that anybody who wants a mineral resources, they must come and establish their plant here and find a way to generate employment. That's what Indian is doing. And I think Indian is doing well economically. So we should also do well in that aspect.
Now we'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. Still treating impacts of Donald Trump's era on Nigeria. That takes me to another question. Say, can you mention some advantages and disadvantages of Donald Trump's second term in Nigeria economy?
Yeah, in the economy, as I said, okay, let's look at the human angle, for instance.
Yes, okay.
People, do you know that it's not everybody that Jackpa? I mean, Jackpa has entered into the lexicon now, so we can use it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's now good English.
In fact.
So it's not everybody that has Jackpa, if there's anything like that, that is doing well over there.
No, that's right.
I saw a video, very pathetic, optic. The optics are not too good at all, where people are sleeping under canopies and all that, and the cold and all that. And I feel that this is people.
What we cannot do here in our nation.
Exactly. And they'll go over there and begging for arms, going over there to soup kitchens and be asking for. These are the things, the basic necessities of life they get here over. They were getting here, but over there they are doing all sort of nonsense and all that. So I think the human angle of it is that we should stay back at home and find a way to build our resources over here in Nigeria. Then number two is the issue of the healthcare. We also have to see what we can borrow from them. Now that he has thrown a challenge to us, the onus rests on our leaders to say, okay, now that there's no free food anywhere, no free meal anywhere, even the US, then we should find a way to get things done here in this country. Healthcare, educational system.
People can come back.
Yes, now everybody is pushing to the US to go get education. What we need to do is to build our schools and build everything here. Let people say, I speaking English today. I my secondary school here, my primary school here, my university here in Nigeria. I only got abroad to get some basic education and all that. But my basic training, whether it's primary school, whether it's secondary, whether it's university, right here in Nigeria. So and some of us who are broadcasters, we traveled far and wide. I mean, we go over there with pride because we're schooled here in Nigeria.
Exactly.
And also, I think that educationally we can also have a lot to gain for us to also be. Now that, as I said, that the challenge has been thrown at us for us to do what is right.
You have just said it all. A challenge has actually been thrown to us, you know. Sometimes, is it not last year, 2 years ago? Although this is what happened in Canada.
Yeah.
You saw the footage.
You saw
See our people
optics. Come on.
under the school in Tapo. I mean, I was wondering, Tapolin.
There's no heater.
Saying
no heating
Nigerian
system.
government should come and deport. They let them be deport. I said, for crying out loud, have we reduced ourselves so much to this level? You know, because people went to Japan, they just think it's just gonna. I'm even saying, if those of them that even Japan, the money you raise to buy your ticket, to pay your whatever you're going to pay there, if you deploy it here into business, you will be an employer
Exactly.
You'll be an employer.
And another thing,
yes,
have you ever wondered?
No, they just want to go. Everything, life is so good there.
And it's not so.
And it's not really so some of them.
We have traveled before. I know that it's not as easy as that.
Some of them in the hotel, removing place. If you eat, they will remove, and they will stand all through. If you watch, hey,
and look at the image.
Do that here in Nigeria.
Look at the image. Their own image. That's my image.
That particular aspect, I say we should take it as a challenge. For they need us. We need you as to do, so you need us. So it's not completely that they don't need us, they're not going to contribute to our economy, or we're not contributing to there. He has already noted it, that the best engineer, the best doctors, they are Nigerians. But instead of developing our own, we are developing them. There you are living there, you pay tax. Their bills are so high, you pay your tax, you pay everything. Bills, they are so high. Even the money you think you make, they will take all of them from you from paying your bills.
They use one hand to give you, another to take back.
So I think it's something we have really need to think about it, really, and see what we can do. And our government, you people have led us to this state we are in now. Government, do something. Rise to your responsibility. I'm happy that we're having some good hospitals are coming up now because of the devaluation of Naira. You know, many people are no longer traveling abroad to go and do, check tests and all. They do that here.
In Nigeria.
We have good ones here. We have also in Benin. We have so many places. And that also help us to some reasonable extent. So let them also look at other areas. And then like this, our youth will come back because there are so many outside. When they come back and then put in that their knowledge in what we're doing, then we will be getting better. Yeah, Nigeria will get better. That's what we're saying. It's not out of born out of what I'm saying is not out of hatred or anything. No, but that is sense. They always say there's always a sense in a nonsense.
That's it.
From that nonsense, there's a sense. That sense I get is it's time for us to really say, who are even America? We can do without them. Indeed, we can do without them. If it comes to that extent, let's come and put our hands together and stop running and running. When we run, who are you leaving this place for? So that is what it is. We'll take a break. I'll come back. We enter question and answer session. Vivid view.
Say and do it.